Andre, and this is Osteo. I am a knitter, spinner, general fiber enthusiast, bioarchaeologist, university professor, and chaos gremlin. Welcome. I am in Northern Ontario. It is a beautiful sunny day. Despite that, you can probably still hear that background hissing noise. That is the thing at the back of my office that blows air no matter what time of year it is. It keeps it neither warm nor cold. I don't know what it does, but it makes noise all the time. Sorry. We're already starting with chaos. Cool. This is my spot where I record monthly kind of updates on my crafting and musings on whatever. People seem to watch it. Awesome. Thank you. Welcome back if you've seen a previous episode. Welcome aboard if you have not. So the way I've been approaching my crafting this year has been to focus on 3 projects per month with a goal to 1, somewhat control my chaotic brain, and 2, actually finish things. For the month of May, my 3 focus projects were 1, new cast on the summer solstice socks, a whip, which was the Calm Night cami, which is a test knit that I did for Lily Kate Makes, and my scrappy project, which is a book shawl that, let's be honest, I've not touched at all in the past month. It is what it is. So I did finish 1 item. I did finish my Calm Night cami. And I can actually show it this time. Pardon the wrinkles. So here it is. I knit it using the Frosted Stitch Rockstar colorway. These lovely moody purples and blues. I really love how kind of like a gradient along the neckline. So as I said, this was a test knit for Lily Kate Makes. The Calm Night cami is a mashup between 2 of her patterns. One being the Tonight top, which I test knit last year. The other being her Calm Night series, which she has a pullover and a cardigan. I've not done either of those, but there's a sleeveless top with a V-neck. The V-neck is very flattering while still being very work appropriate. The armhole and neck edges have double knitting all around, so it makes this really nice clean finish. The armholes don't gape. They have a nice amount of room while still covering a bra if you're wearing one. The side features this textured panel on both sides, and we just have a regular 2x2 right about the bottom. Very, very happy with my finished object. My tonight top I wear all the time. It's in regular rotation in my workwear. I envision this being something I wear frequently as well. The pattern is available now. It was released on Monday, June 3rd. So if this seems like something you would enjoy making, definitely check it out. I highly, highly recommend Lily Kate Makes' designs. So, did not finish my summer solstice socks. I did get through 1 sock. So here's the 1 finished sock. The pattern called for a short row heel. I ended up doing the FLK, but I forgot to do the gap, the 1-inch stocking or stockinette above the heel. We'll see how it goes. I did follow the pattern instructions initially on the toe. The toe was supposed to be a star toe. I tried it on and I did not like the fit of it. So I ripped it out and I did my regular wedge toe. I had previously tried a star toe. I did not like it. I thought I'd give it a go, see if maybe the instructions are different or whatnot. I think it's just not for me. Perhaps because I have really, really wide feet, that point that you get in a star toe just doesn't work for me. I don't know, but now I know I'm going to do this for the second sock. Yeah, that's about it for May stuff. I'll talk about what sidetracked me in May in a bit. But for the month of June, clearly this is going to be my whip. I do want to have them finished for the solstice. And really, I just have the second sock to knit, so I should be able to do that easy peasy. The second sock always takes less time than the first. And I'm already done the cuff on my second sock. And this time I won't be ripping out the toe and redoing it, so not worried about that. Since I anticipate this whip being finished quite quickly, I do have a second whip picked out for when that one is done. And that is my Who Ya Gonna shawl by Lyrical Knits. This was a knit along last year. Okay, and this is gonna be, okay. So I have two pieces of it right now. I'm more than halfway through this. So here's one part of the shawl. And here's the other part of it. So those two sections do end up joined in the middle at one point. In continuing with the Ghostbusters theme, I have more frosted stitch yarn. I have Ghostbusters, Ecto 1. This is Isolation and Lore. So I had started this initially during the mystery knit along, abandoned it at some point clearly, and haven't made much progress on it, but it is quite close to being done, beside, you know, sewing in all those ends, and very much looking forward to having that finished shawl. This was my first time knitting a Lyrical Knit pattern, and it is so much fun. She puts so much into her mystery knit-alongs. They have all kinds of really fun themes. This year I think it was a Muppets theme, and like there's a whole story each section. There's a little blurb on what you're knitting and a name to all the patterns. It's very, very fun. So if you're on the fence on whatever knit-alongs, I do highly recommend it. So that's my backup whip for when I finish the socks. Clearly, I'm going to continue working on that book shawl since I haven't touched it. Whatever. My new cast on, which I've already cast on, is the Lawrence and Sweater by Lily Cake Makes. So yes, the same person who designed the Comknit cami. The Lawrence and Sweater will be my fourth garment knit from Lily Cake Designs. So the Lawrence and Sweater is kind of a regular body sweater. The main thing going on with it is these puffy sleeves. So one of the designs I had previously knit is the Poisoned Apple, which also has a short puffy sleeve. The Lawrence has a bit longer. It's a heavier weight. I think it calls for an Aran weight. I'm knitting mine using the Estelle Alpaca Merino worsted in this beautiful plum color. Like you can see, there's these little flecks of pink and blue in there. There's so much dimension to it. It is so soft. Absolute joy to work with. And clearly I'm having a lot of fun with the pattern because I started this on Sunday. And I've already got the upper back done and most of the upper front. So I'm about 14 rows away from joining the front and the back. So clearly knitting up very, very fast. I realized part of this is because it's worsted weight, and I don't think I've knit anything heavier than sport weight in probably since the beginning of the year. Yeah, so very fun. Perhaps not the smartest choice for a summer knit, but at least for the time being, it's not too warm and sticky to do this. But I'm also the genius who has knit with mohair during the summer. So I never said that my decisions are intelligent. So those are my plans for June. Do I talk about acquisitions first or do I talk spinning? Let's talk spinning. So when I recorded last month, I had just gotten Rosie my Ashford Kiwi spinning wheel. Happy to say that we are getting along very well still. I have fallen head over heels for spinning, and that has been my obsession this past month. So, little descent into madness and insight into the screwed up way that my brain works. When I first got my wheel, I felt like I didn't want to waste the nice fiber that I had when I didn't know what I was doing. So I ordered a bag of mill ends from a vendor on Etsy. And I did get a couple of nice pieces of fiber, including like a nice woolly white wool, which I spun up here. But a great deal of it were these little clumps and small bits, a lot of it somewhat felted, that honestly I didn't want to mess around with on the wheel. So fiber I had ordered for my wheel, I ended up using with my drop spindle. So all of those random little bits, I split them into two bags. One had more, I call them kind of unicorn mermaid colors, so purples and greens. So here's what I have left of that one. The other bag had a lot of browns and just kind of things I didn't know what to do with. So I spun those browns and random bits first and plied it on itself. And I was so surprised with the result. It ended up being this really fun, wild and colorful yarn. Really, really happy with it. And I've been spinning up my mermaid unicorn bit again on the drop spindle here. And I'm gonna do the same thing with it. So it's kind of been fun because, I think partly because I really didn't care what happened with this. And I think the pairing of those random colors with that muddy brown ended up being quite cool. So very happy with that. But yes, I have been spinning on the spinning wheel. Last month I had started on those row legs. I had 200 grams of it. I had finished that one, plied it on itself, and got this big chunky boy here. I do have a little knit swatch of it. So this is what it looks like knit up. I have to decide what I want to do with it, but very pleased for my first plied yarn on the wheel. We also had this one that I already showed. I had another little tiny bit that I attempted to chain ply on. It wasn't great, partly because my single kept breaking. But another attempt on the wheel. Krista at the Frosted Stitch had dyed up 2 braids of merino in her grunge colorways, and immediately I told her I need to have one of those. So I got the one dyed inspired by the Junkhead colorway, which I will have the yarn in a second, and again plied it on itself, and this is what I got. It still very much maintains the colors of the original colorway. I've got like the moodiness, we've got a little bit of barber pulling. I think this will be really fun, maybe in color work. Yeah. So this is going to be the challenge now, is to actually knit my hand spun. So if any of you spin and have favorite patterns to use your hand spun, please drop them. I'd be happy to check them out, because I don't want to be extra precious with these, even though they are my little yarn babies. Yeah. So yes, I've been doing a lot of spinning. I finished 1 ply right now with braids of Corriedale from Sweet Georgia. It's become my tradition now at night, or part of my routine, where kind of before going to bed, I sit down at my wheel, I put on a podcast and just kind of go. It's very meditative, and for somebody who has struggled with meditation, I really have a hard time with sitting still and not having my brain go in a million directions. So this has really helped to kind of quiet my brain down. Maybe that's all I need, is to keep my hands busy, and you get kind of into that routine, into that rhythm of the spin, and love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. I go a little bit crazy if I can't spin for a night or two. So it's been great. Really enjoying it. And my cousin picked up a couple of braids from Akara Fibers at Knit City. She's bringing them over to me when she visits in July, so very exciting. I also have a lot of acquisitions this month. Yeah. So I'd already mentioned previously that I had ordered from the Frosted Stitch Grunge collection. So here they are. This one I ordered on worsted weight. This is Bullet with Butterfly Wings. And right away when I saw this color, I knew it had to be a toque beanie. I don't know if I'm going to do like a classic rib or kind of a waffle texture, but that's what it's going to be. The rest of what I ordered is all DK weight, and my plan is to make a caramelly sweater. So it's a striped sweater. The main color, because there's a color for like the ribbing, a color that's slightly more prominent, is going to be Doc's. So that bluish black. I have 2 skeins of that. I have 1 of Cedar. Here is Lithium. And here's Junkhead. So Junkhead the yarn, Junkhead the fiber. Clearly I love this color. Other things I have from Frosted Stitch, she was at Knit City in Toronto. She had an exclusive colorway for that festival. I didn't actually go, but she had 2 skeins left over, both on DK weight. I grabbed one for myself and one for my cousin. So this is Waterfront, or Harborfront, sorry, Harborfront. And the Botanical Yarn Collection by Mr. Stitch. This installment for June is Blue Passion. Very fun and bright. So this one is still available all week. So if this tickles your fancy, definitely go check it out. I have a growing pile of yarn right beside me. 2 more things. Also got my Spooky Club from Flu Fibers. This one was Familiars. And oh my god, I've got hair everywhere. It combines my 2 favorite colors, purple and green. I love it. I got it on sock weight this time. I have no idea what I'm going to make with it, but I do know now that I almost have enough to make a Calm Night cami with 2 skeins of yarn. So maybe if I do contrast color on the neckline and armhole, I can pull it off. Okay, one more thing. This past weekend I went to a Perry Sound in Huntsville, and the ladies at the Spinners Guild told me I had to check out Wave Fiber Mill, which is just outside of Perry Sound. I was hoping to get fiber for spinning, but there wasn't anything available. Apparently they have had a high demand for roving, and it's not been prepared in any amounts that can exceed their orders from directly from farms that have sheep. So I did get some undyed yarn from there. So it is natural color. It is from local Ontario sheep. So these are Dorset sheep, which I don't think I've ever worked with Dorset sheep in any way, shape, or form. It is a 2-ply worsted weight. There are 180 yards per skein. I got 4 of them. At first I was thinking maybe I'll experiment with natural dyeing on these, but then I realized I have 3 skeins of worsted weight yarn from Georgian Bay Fiber Company, which is no longer in existence, but is a similarly, I think, Ontario, very sheepy, rustic yarn. And that's in a deep, deep green color. I think it's called Mallard. And that would pair up with this so well. I'm thinking maybe a Gemini pullover, which has like this textured 2-color pattern, and I've kind of been eyeing it for a while. So yeah, probably what's gonna happen with this. Anyways, I do not anticipate to be getting anywhere near this amount of yarn any more months. It's largely because the grunge pre-order came in and I went to a wool mill. But yes, lots of fun with spinning. I'm loving working on the Lawrenson sweater. I've also been reading quite a bit, and I think that's partly why I've not been working on my book shawl or not been working much on those socks. Because I've been knitting while I'm reading, I need something less complicated, so I've been working on things that are more stockinette, more kind of mindless knitting. So Comnet Cameo is perfect for that, and now the Lawrenson is perfect for that. Last month, I think I was nearly done Red River Girl. I did finish that. Outcome of it is pretty disappointing. I must have known the outcome, but I just didn't remember. Yeah. Our legal system at work. I finished L'Essentiel de Sabré. That was a French book from Le Combat des Livres. That one kind of disappointed me. It was a slow build. I was kind of giving it a chance, but then in the end, it just didn't deliver. Yeah. Also read, so I've joined a local book club. We've not met yet, but this is the first book I read for it. We're going to be meeting sometime in June. We read 0 Days by Ruth Ware. Second book I read by Ruth Ware. It was one of those like binge reads, right? It was fun. It's a thriller. I don't feel like it's something that's going to stick with me long term, but hey, it was a fun read. And now I've just recently started Rue by Kim Thuy, which had won Canada Reads before I got into my routine of reading all of the candidates. And it's this small 150-page book talking about this girl's journey. It almost reads like a memoir. Her journey from Vietnam as one of the Vietnamese boat people to Canada, life as an immigrant, and kind of some challenges that she had in life. And it's just so beautifully written. And this is the translated version. I really need to get the original French of this, because it was originally written in French. But the translation clearly is incredible, because the poetry, it's poetic and it's smart and funny. So you still get that in the translation. So I can just imagine what the French is like. And despite the fact that it's this short book that's really like these little snippets, there are all these little stories that are 1 to 2 pages, some are even half a page, that kind of give you little snapshots and glimpses in this person's life. And I could probably easily sit down and read the whole book in one shot, but I don't want to. I want to just kind of savor those little bits and drag it out. That really, I'm maybe 30 pages in, but it's really a sign of a good book where you just don't want it to end. And I'm nowhere close to the end either, but I'm probably gonna struggle with finishing it. Already seeing that coming, but yeah, nice to have a good read at this point. I don't know what the book club is going to pick. I don't know if we're going to continue with these sort of binge popular books, but I've taken a little break from nonfiction, which is fun. I enjoy nonfiction, and I usually have one on the go, but yeah, I'm really liking Rue. What else is going on? Today is convocation for my students, or at least the forensic students here at Laurentian. Ceremony starts at 2:30. So I'm recording this in my office before going down there. We're in the summer swing. Life has been lifing real hard the last few months. That's been a bit of a drag. I'm really hoping that the bad luck is coming to an end soon, because it's been a lot. But anyways, it happens. So be it. Clearly I've been coping in terms of crafting and yeah. I'm loving the weather. My flower garden is doing great. We've planted the seedlings. What have we had? Our lettuce is not looking great. Our zucchini is doing awesome. Our peas are beautiful. We've got tomatoes. We've got some carrots. We've got beets. I have a couple of other little plants. I've got a chocolate mint. I've got a lavender. I've got some rosemary. In the front of my house, my irises just bloomed yesterday. I have some lilies that are going insane, and I cannot wait for them to flower. They're going to be fantastic. We did a bit more yard work, kind of setting up this little circle with hostas, and I'm probably going to add more flowers to that. It's been really nice out, and I'm enjoying being outside. Yeah, which is hard when you have to stay inside at a computer for work, but trying to make the most of that outdoor time. I'm going to take Rosie out on the deck, and we're gonna do some spinning outside one day, for sure. Yeah. Definitely enjoying my time spinning. I want to attempt a 3-ply at some point, be it an actual 3-ply or a chain ply. I need to practice the chain ply a little bit more, but I'm just having a lot of fun with it. I have been reading the Yarnitecture book to learn more about what I'm doing, because right now I'm just kind of blindly playing out with it, but yeah, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. I'm not really doing any summer knits, clearly, with my worsted weight alpaca sweater. I do have socks, but yeah, I don't necessarily have plans for much summer knitting. Well, we'll see what happens in July. What do you knit in the summer? Is knitting relegated more to the winter months? Or do you have favorite things? Do you cycle in more socks? A lot of sock challenges are going on right now. Are you knitting tank tops, t-shirts? What are your summer plans? Tell me about it. I think that is it for me. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you next month.